Ministers La Palm Royal Beach Convention Center. I didn't know who wears a crown. I am Minister for Food and Agriculture, and I'm Minister for Finance, and I'm Minister of Education, and I'm Minister of Foreign Affairs, and I'm Minister of Trade, Industry and Agribusiness, and I'm Minister of Land and Natural Resources. Wine Power and your background on one. I wear La Palm Royal Beach on the 6th of June 2026. I bet so live. Media sponsors, yes, you can home be Kessben 92.9 FM. I have one here senior Bay the 6th Minister of the Year Award. I bet so. And internet suppers who book a table pan and patch 0243 332 726 0243 33 2726. Now I'm paying for ND and come on and for home. I mean, can't you say a dress from Kwaba? I fear diagnostic cable industry for her. Your friend a year 13 and 74. Now 13 and 74 your dress from Kokra. A guy named Noanity 74. A dress from Kokra. A draw no more to me. Wow. Am I near my walk? A year will blood the moon. To me, come, maybe be to me. So, what high blood sugar, what chronic wounds, what hepatitis B and C, HIV and kidney infections, what liver infections, ulcer, prostate enlargement, and I feel so your bad breath, ulcers, and I feel so menstrual pain, chronic cough, asthma and chest pain, arthritis, and I feel so your name and your 9 for diagnostic cable industry for 13 and 74 D74 Beboyepa Ewo pharmacy bia and I feel so yeah herbal center bia won sabekebi and internal friend paying phone 0246 073498 0246 073498 and I feel so yeah 050 162 8931 050 162 8931. Now the diagnostic cable industry for Indi and Komoi number Boapa. That's right. And I'm Mr. Kacho say yeah, Kingdom Herbal Center. Almost a main country said Drosrum Comedy by from the Kingdom Garlic Capsules and Beaters. Ekoyepa. I didn't know what person will my immune system and equanimyepa. What person will stress level no releasing. Yeah, no anxiety why so no arthritis and I feel say 9 years and 83 you know hypertension, stroke, and I feel so heart disease, no cholesterol, no how they can Yankope Kingdom Garlic Capsules and I send the Beaters in the Yambu Bobby. I feel Kingdom Herbal for her. They are the first to introduce a garlic beaters. And I feel so garlic capsules in this country for over 15 solid years. Oh my God, yeah, your monster my Kingdom Herbal Center. Oh my boy Juma Yepa. I didn't know Kopebito. Now face on the young Kope Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules in the bit. And on the end of my sexual weaknesses, I face to waist pains, mental stress, and I face in my ear producing sufficient energy. Yena, Yanko Pepi, and Mema Hunsio Nanshan Uncle you and Pachawa Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Beboa Yepa, and Tamako Baby. Never wow, with any jealousy yourself. The Hianes of Kope Kingdom Herbal Center for Dre, a friend of Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Beb wow, we didn't cry. Mountain say yes, yeah, Juma Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. A Koye Brutal. I didn't hear an interman Kope Bitos in a bit me a war. So no more tremendous capsules. I don't know my man or any I didn't the enemy said man. Your problem infections in the higher, your menstrual disorders in the face or your bad odor. Nina, your pet tremendous capsules in 48 in the studios of Kessben 92.9 FM. Meeting at the Mansanson for Kojo Preko Dankwah from now to 9:45. Meanwhile, and about this age, you may deal with I found a Kessben Maakye. What I mean, a year Kessben Accra 92.9. You was circle a honum and you were adjacent to a year teleso office in Wankasa. Traffic light Nasi Honoma Aseda Twin Towers building yellow and blue no Honom and a Kessben 92.9 FM ye wo don't you betimi aba hane dan den nyina na afi dinsa wo so so and ultiminka and asa wo hweme e wo Kessben TV so Kessben TV wo sa e kame wo honom na afi so on DSTV channel 364 and then on Go TV channel 121 on Facebook Kessben 92.9 FM Kessben 92.9 na afi so na Kessben TV wo sa ebe kame e wo honom nyina wo messages and afi so wo text messages in apatofa na nyina bra meken kan nyina so ama na neso no enkoma he bedi nyina so no na afi yehwe de yekọ ene de ebe nyina yento aso na afi ni nkoma ne ne doctor ento aso ewo your health segment which is brought to you by C4C liver specialist hospital ni no mu ND enkomo na ene ye hyase efi stress sociology and ho nkomo ene ba be the stress ne de ha dwene ye pa into the doctor esiama ewo line so ene ba be di nkomo na afi ahwede ekọ ene de ebe nyina doc memo ache mo akwa ba eba Kessben 92.9 FM so na afi so Kessben TV migiri se wonamu bibia bokore
Oba dia da no mabra bia boko me da so me gidi se wo so ahoden wo ho
Erade adom me so me hu ye pa yuguso nkakrakra ne ade a ene ekwa na enene de boys de aba ba kopẹ omo se mo se maye nom alcoholi mo so omo se yekono fanta ne mo ti so a na esichiri nkwan na emu dokodoko de na yenom eguyemu enti se bisa Dr. Siama se enti dem pa na Dr. Siama pese yenom because enom no de we de esese yenum bibi na enye nsuo nkwan so ne betumi anom enti dem pa na yenom dog boys no argument omo ye no
medase senior any health practitioner bia bekase the only thing about me advice is obefa ensure because it is the only thing you GD say a natural state any sort of preservatives or additives or any chemical composition a long-term effect. But however, no, maybe you might feel you want something in your system, but then as a health worker, I will only advise that ensure the best. But so be albefa na carbonated and na be in as much say advocate for it. It should be early. It should be at a time some sort of exercise be and now we have extra energy be to maybe achieve a task be. Say you are exercising, playing ball, going to the gym. Now pay a little bit of glucose to give you that energy because you are going to burn it. Fine, we understand. But what the while when you na me conado carbonated no ajiogum and you may to koda no ajiogumudia, we don't advise that. Until say every bisaya we will say fan sio, but so befa be a year other than sio time and also very, very important.
Oh, okay. And yes, we see the quite dear name so befa be their time and necessary wash.
Very important.
Okay.
It should be time I will bet me a burning at the IABB. It shouldn't be at that time and say, no. 10, 11, 12. Yes.
Okay. Dog, that's it. Make a boys. So. And you know, okay, no answer about course type me no cry. Na so we just say dog say me to be no dem no time no boys you dog yanko na boys too here stress no e ko mo pa yanko na yamfa part 2 no and also Elma omunyina no bia so entie de ko when it comes to stress.
Yes, that's senior. I think say nra di nkomo introduce stress physiology. Ka say stress here anything na any changes about homeostatic state. A homeostatic state of the body nature will be a pepper to energy level ya pepper or sugar or glucose. Be a pepper or body no. Now stress no eguma would be brave, but I'm running to acute and chronic stress. Acute stress no a short term. Until be when you're emergency you need to meet up to wait or drive or what or traffic move so BT traffic no very good. Acute stress because OBT traffic ni and body no be ni state alcohol never neutralize more okay. But chronic stress in nature say all the time meet up with deadlines they break. Ejuma we no so a demanding they break. Anampo Wako bobo sing you bank bia no bi wa abri bia ye frefre we chese ye cause the brain until you are always in constant stress. Body no notices or kwan or faso they are adapted to it. Am I in a new sort of energy? And it will be the behavioral factors and then the physiological factors of stress. Behavioral factors of stress, nature say immediately body no go through that stress. No, your brain no the hypothalamus no start to say coordinated to release special hormones. You see, say hormones ni na no say a stress hormone am I holding for am I meet up to the task no. And then when you be kama your baby parasympathetic nerves and then the sympathetic nerves. Sympathetic nerves no a quick response to fear and flight. A nervous system, but only are responsible for how are you basically journey free in your mind that be high home. And then you want the parasympathetic level and only a long term and help with digestion into you the sending the unable to digest and you have parasympathetic level to do that. But the cortisol hormone a stress hormone a bunny pedianimono and permeable they like to work on the nerves into nerve and ketwana the my energy for immediately to escape no and then age ma and then boy am I need to be into bongo say to cook to every crowd or how be a bentina dream for about 3 minutes to go one make me afim it be abonting you get the courage the energy and then the level of confidence no kosoro am out me escape any danger be eba then so I say hormone eba na wo dey attempt na wo yes ade ni na wi a everybody ni mu ukosua ade akotro exams pressure ne ba osoro na wo wi a wo se sa hormone eko enso wo bi wo wa hormone betina ni pedia ni mu che ema ekoma se abiri bia na ne body no e wo stress mu ene na yesia se the physiology of your body no besesa ene se hormone e cortisol hormone no e che wo ni pedia no na ntimi free mu a e dey how e beto blood vessels no so o blood vessels no start to say constricted. That is how our cortisol hormone is as abribia you be here a form of energy no I will see your blood vessels no constricted na moja echo into our inner core na mind the state of energy na reduce the kind of pain you be feel our your muscles no into washa ubufu bebre and also go through stress bebre ade ba okura wonte wa dwen na you say you have to achieve your aim it pain level no so echo form and you can say pain no conform sa now our body no go through vasoconstriction cha it may be a common problem eba it may increase chances of cardiovascular diseases and our blood vessels may constricted into a command so say more the pushing moja hwe fie mu se polytank na esi hore na bibia block polytank no tube na ede mu no wo se polytank no afi ubie pipe no kra betimi apai nti akoma no so start say e pushing moja ne bebre na ntimi nkwa akoma no timi ye kase e ma wotimi nya cardiomegaly hypertrophy of the heart a serious condition e betimi ama insure build up in your lungs na ma home ayedin ama me pacho when you na no enye say bia wo no monsa o fa bebi o because of stress level untumi managing ye e biom stress no so kosora the tell say your cortisol hormone no share your muscles no ntino mu go through process we call the glyconeogenesis say new production of glucose so that the glucose will give us the energy to fight and flight wherever we find ourselves. Then so say be chesa cortisol hormone who say oh bra sister they be our stress mu and yeah my sugar level no mafom so that abribia obenya energy to do that but how no say o body no notice say o sugar level na kosoro no produce insulin so bape cortisol hormone a block no nti e man kwan mo ntimi nkari esichire no fa nkoman tino e basa esichire be dose wo moja ne mu diabetes ba nti wo on no monsa onni esichire only carbonated drink o gym o mama papa o family obia any diabetes nanso o stress level nti ama o sugar level akosoro e ma o ba benya insulin resistant diabetes baba kai say diabetes so ba affect o small micro and macro vascular nerves no nerves akese ni na starting your problem untin be say o mema your form infertility build we ni kosua no be your problem and wo keka build up empokran osu to meeting so na come de wa wudi di bebre ojo so tentem so Johnson no so eba na emu dokodoko ebi susu wo hokura e ma wo so te tentem so because of a cortisol hormone achewo ni period no mesraw sa hormone we susu cha ekwa adwene mu na ekwa adwene mu a esai yentin na wa adwene mu e ma yentin na wa adwene mu so ye constricted kai so ye hia adwene no say moja bekom e ma cholesterol feed adwene mu ma ye moja ne levels no ene adwene no so etimi coordinate na so say cortisol cha esai we nyina enti anxiety build up, hallucination build up, mental health be a problem bibi kakra na obuefu bibi kakra na kokonto kwa because of a stress level no one sura bibia anti e ma wa kuma born tentem ti ya wo say onwodin because you don't feel pain, you don't feel anything enti wa ho ade no fi say wo so enti obi ya wa de kakra bra na wa kuma bogidigidi na obuefu awokwa akokoto ekwakokonto kwa me pa chawo de atia ne say o cortisol hormone no kosuru bebre a saa niama we nyina da ne di mawo enti wo hwa obi a owo stress bebre no abiri bia no ne kasa no wa hwa wo di je ne kakra pe na ono ba beko una ne di agro kakra bimpo na akwakoye te se ne a o TV no na ono ba beko because it's always constantly in that kind of cortisol high hormone. Today beyond wire ready and alert to fight and engage.
Dog wakasa what to your foot and you see the 2 days now we're still learning stress and I think one of the most important things we need to all of us need to get to it and then learn now you know my person about how na we be can you be distress where you bet me about
yes pacho bet me about na me stress obia our stresses no to professional no more to identify your stresses. After identifying your stresses no bo Wikipedia so ho ban Kenya Wikipedia no ye ka se ibrabo no Zoom live na sebio minia mesraw enye se esichire eni eye nsankwa no yi free Wikipedia no sa hormone na ye ka ho asem se stress hormone eno na bua yi free Wikipedia no kese pa enti ne ye dede na do so titru fa ne brabo no say your stress level e kosro dia yi hia bibia e be bua etimi ama ye stress level no so abafom eno na hwehwe mama na dey say okay nya o brabo na e bua wash out all this cortisol hormone, cholesterol, in your mind, interleukin 1, 2, necrotic alpha, all these inflammation, chemical mediators of inflammation, echo increases stress level in a wash free nipedian, which is mesro, but more than a mountain, sanka livo to the edro and was where they are big jaswa, a big Kenya or breb, one making this argument, now my circulation I improve. A biome so your dominant, your Green Hill, opposite Addison Square Garden, or Cape Coast in the central region. Kumasi siya wa jeso kwamu Jachi Junction. Takwa hadi siya branch kasiya pa wana Accra hadi ya wa Denta SDA Junction. Visiting branches now from Monday to Saturday, exactly 7 a.m. on the dot to 5 p.m. in Yapon. Treatment plan is holistic. Yeah, more natural medication. Kenya or liver or organs are kasiya ni no. Yes, also more diet plan, nutritional advice. Ni exercise obetimi aye. Ewia ya boa say stress so a ya tell ergonomics any nyama bebre betimi aboa na wa pom no so esipin ti myself and be in a place to order na free na ni eni nkomo 050 0040331 050 0040331 and now say 050 0040328 050 0040328. Your Netherlands number no say active plus 316 879 85584 plus 316 879 85584. C4C Liver Specialist Hospital. Brab boy your own quantikai national so na Kenya no with liver to na kai say your GM no dey your treatment plans in Intina Bribia Casa once treated forever treated senior ano peso me da sinu abotre no ombre obadi en kan ho pan fo no kru nyina ho na ondomie ochnaso.
Meso medasi bebre Dr. Siamani and Nadine come from C4C Liver Specialist Hospital or the health segment no Bray away Kessben Maakye. So it's exactly 3 minutes past the hour of 8 away Kessben 92.9 FM Accra and I'm face so Kessben TV and I'm face on www.kessbenonline.com. Okohonom na click 92.9 FM wonsa ebeka ye ewo honom o messages na face text message na patchoni na fanina bra making kan na eso amount na ya share the call Masawood from Kumase. I've seen yours and Officer Eric Boedi patriotic voice Bechim and then teacher Kojo Tepa and Officer Mesha Kasante and Eben teacher Constitution Mehumudi na Eric Boedi patriotic voice Bechim says that so now the NDC government telling us that don't feel comfortable whenever we serve them with the same kind of words they use against Nanado and his MPP. I like the way Honorable Afenyo Maakye spoke because we won't allow the NDC to intimidate us. Whatever the NDC are doing, they will pay for it when power changes. Regards to Dr. Bawumia Adrenkesiye, John Bwedu, and then Obatampa Mavis Ha Komsen and Edia or de Ebaye and the Dahoromono. So yes, that's enough for Yindi and Komo. So reading this text messages from Eric Bwedu, Bwedi patriotic voice, takes me to the issue and the matter before us today has to do whether Osahine Alex Afenyo Maakye in the comment and in the press conference or over the weekend, regarding the famous Adenta Court Circuit 9, the judge no hono and who ensem bebrenano omukodi honkomo. So yesterday also Ora Felix Fosu Kwachi, who is government communications Ekatre Ghana Bar Association, say aden and amoto for so long na BBB say and maybe say yeka etia judge omemu hanoma Ghana Bar Association entumi embiomano enkasa, and indeed the PRO for Ghana Bar Association commenti and of course okasa and or say and yemana sebi Honorable Afenyo Maakye MP for Futu osankene eka no and shada and so nisa and intino enya dia sebi oneno eya adwena na say GBA eno no eya adwen yen hwe anasa menko ahomano so Richard, which one the one yen call eya ahomano so first, right? Ni ending komo whether ye yankasa ye lawyer ye papa ye brother ye bibia na no bibu ahen ye no enti enkomo emfa this matters na epie musisi na na fe ye ntoa dwumadie no so ne hwe de ekone de eben na nana Adama medawase se ye frɛ wagye so wɔ Kessben TV so na fe so Kessben 92.9 FM so migiri ye se honamu bibia bokode yeah, the radio say you feel so unsa yensa account no babedin come. So we are a private legal practitioner, and then me sure we will follow the matters that are really happening. First, they started with Abronye with the issue of say asemna or katre judge derogatory one can asema sefata say ebanesa and the ma police for ekofano and the man judge so a day a year in summer 2 just say enfano kotrimu 2 weeks or so BNI and all that and I kotri in sembe na but and then the comment coming from the minority leader who is also another senior lawyer akofan sem we nyina abano and hu komo eneba be this sia no me sure what nyina say utie de ekoso nyina na is it right? First off, comments coming from Ora Afenyo Maakye in some more kind, is it fair to the judge, Wadama?
You see, I would try. Let me truly here. Let here boko.
Me pacho you.
Let here actually you. As someone okay, share you and you depending upon. We are free, and you, and ocean. And it will be a sub-you, the same you could have been back and maybe so bad. But what's an answer?
Yeah,
political space, you know. No. Do a demo with yourself. So because of it. When so small castle. Oh, but I said, philosophical to him, nso no okase nsɛm bebree a wɔn nsɛm a na wɔn position unanimous one something
Mete.
Second president when he was opposition akase court no MPP he bastardized the whole judiciary into Oba appointed judges. One Oshia NDC lawyers. So what is happening in credit? That's it. That's here NDC lawyers. Okay, so the bri anchor bench. The bri one can okay. Comments left, right, center, press conferences, press conference, unanimous. But we can say talk on your MPP. Can occur one. No, for me, we can say, yeah, I can some more carry, I'm not encouraging, I'm not supporting him. But I'm saying, say, everybody is all calling the problem, you know, because they are saying, no. Then you are not to our consul at the social question. Philip for Suquache. Philip for Suquache. And now, could the black one? Philip for Suquache. Could the black one? Sam George. No, you want to say nothing. No, so not all, and I don't know. Yes, I'm so telling you. You could go back to the memory name and then show woman someone what kind of gun and half a judge who for we. Look here, poverty or power. Till someone month for it. The government must say, I'll come down and buy a collection now. Till someone over. But yeah, my head being a measure from the cost of Ghana. My head being. Me can't say me a phenomenon I can support. I'm not saying it. I'm not going to be to quite a market. Oh, current GB is a GB about the city from news. So GB could condemn another one.
Yeah, I'm condemn.
So GB are condemn one. Maybe a member of GB. So that is said. Then one condemn only cannot condemn one condemn only is individual capacity. We did that for and on behalf of the Ghana Bar Association. If the one we are member of GBA, that's what you are saying. We are member of GBA, because or come a GBA, So I was going out to say, me come again. Because GB, you know, calling your friend GB. No, philosophy question from GB for swacking. And the idea being willing to say GB, I can be also so to the wagon. You know, I don't believe like that. Maybe I said you, my cousin, your GB, correct, and say you are going to GB and wagon. One thing into also, Nikunu, I can win Nikunu. That you don't be a senior, responsible lawyer should not behave like that. You should not behave like that. No responsible lawyer will go to the extent say GB I can be. This is the only member of GB. So what?
Okay. So Nana, let's start with a comment coming from Inia Bema Abronye. The comment he made. Me sure say what maybe most times we do not want to repeat it, but it is seen
I won't comment on it.
Okay. No comment. Okay, no problem. I'm only serializing things that are really transpired. So such a comment came in. Then we have a comment also coming from another senior member of the law, Ura Afenyo Maakye, and then also making it a very harsh one on certain ruling. So you per se education kakra where you obi etumi ekasetia ruling judge ayeno sebi eyadepa anase yemfa ne trasa
So depending upon the nature of the comment, the circumstances, depending upon, but you know, you see, in that one area, maybe I don't have the full facts, you know. Just, you know, about your cancer after the family. On one, the quarter for 2 months, push it for one.
Kessben 92.9.
That I don't have that
Exactly.
as well.
Exactly. All of us in the country. All of us are in the country. On the call for 2 months, push it for. Local police station there. Now, the Ben Oman statement. Now, based on that, no, I'm going to one. Now, so I don't have a report, no, there. Common sense, good manners, courtesy, and trust so something court, because fairness demands what the local court to fulfill, and that judge will be a witness. Sentence idea no call report to my principal. Never chain, never call no one court. Right from the word go, principles are already in our court, and you violated those principles.
Okay.
But also the matter.
Matthias here.
Yeah, because on no other word in matter. Or report to my principal. So report to my principal there. No chabronya. Common sense. So I said, we finally got the same court. Common sense, which is common, elementary sense. So that's a pharmaco different court. I mean, you can have this decision in the case of the Republic versus Canadian Japan. So the Republic versus High Court, especially Canadian Japan. The full judgment, the full why he quashed that decision and why he prohibited the judge. The Republic versus High Court, especially Canadian Japan. I said, the my bargaining. Because sometimes the case we buy, why we are lawyer, we are current to some minutes. We are Saja Genua, a brand cassette. So no one court to know that the call there. Then right from the word go, whoever facilitated that, and what did the matter? Because no one complain about police for. So when I complain about police for, when I complain about police for, we need to know. So we are going to complain about police for. Now on the police for so that the cyber security we can have a monitor airways in any manner. Ban that and the who's that when start from one another. No, the next court. Common sense, the rule of natural justice, equity and fairness. Common sense, who working beyond who won't call that particular judge. I mean, that's the basic principle in law. And with the magicians say, well, common sense. Yes, common sense. So we know Kessben being a turn there. Then some course are court, but the local court of 4. If we say, judge, or can some far or obey dancing. And we behave as if we are in a jungle. What God be and what I say, make us so the bum, make us so the fuck, make us yet. Also, make us a second, because about them back, because of your not getting moved up. We told the local court of 4. Not as a minifa, no Saja general kind of answer, obey prosecution witness. Not like a said, so that's a Saja general can some far no. Or no any better than a court to her. I mean, does it make sense? We catch yourself. In fact, a big brim up, Brussels and back in Africa, especially south of the Sahara. And Africa, Africa, south of the Sahara. I don't think that geographically there's a place to be a I need to be educated. Because you say when you cross over the Africa, Bronson gave me Africa. Yanyamanfa, Yanyaman Siso, Nansa Neduma, Italian forbidden margin, Avala forbidden margin, Judge forbidden margin, a person forbidden margin, broadcaster to someone forbidden margin, a crowd forbidden margin, a scar forbidden margin, a young forbidden margin, politicians forbidden margin. I never cross over Africa. I tell you that's one. No wonder, me myself I'm Congo, sorry. Check the number of popes. About we are subjected to 300 and something. Africa produces 3. 3 in Africa producing in Tunisia 4. 3 near Tunisians and 3 in the anywhere to. So it starts to reason, sir. Pope, Kurababa, Tuntum man. Pope, Niama say woman. I'm going to name a question normal. We should name a question Africa. Second Bafasi. If indeed, Sadia is not crying answer. If indeed, a person for channel. If indeed, or no one ever going to call you. If indeed, it is true. If indeed, or no one ever can call them copy social media saying what to be that? What to be that? Call them copy social media saying baby. What to be when you are saying that?
Nana, I need your comments on this one. I just saw it on the Honorable Alex Kwame Nafenyo Maakye in the Facebook page 24 minutes ago, and this is what he's saying. I think aftermath of what the Ghana Bar Association for and this is what he's saying. It is both ethical and within my constitutional right to call out a judge who has no respect for the law and the rights of citizens. There is a pattern in the conduct of the Circuit Court 9 judge in political cases that go before him. I cannot, in good conscience, respect a judge who has no respect for the law. The minority caucus in Parliament will not shut its eyes to the conduct of this judge. A series of action will be taken in Parliament and the appropriate constitutional steps will be taken to rebuke him. Our lords are not above the law. Questioning the excesses of judge's pattern and conduct does not amount to an attack on his person. The Chief Justice must keep an eye on the Circuit Court 9 judge to prevail upon him to uphold the ethos of the judicial robe and wig. This is what Alex Afenyo Maakye is saying. Any comment on that?
So we're discussing now, okay, and then you have to know once again, Afenyo Maakye, we will be saying the little sponsor.
Yeah.
So I don't know what show. So why some clear 70 money clear. But for that, then numera, another numera, another baby, Nema Echo Sudan, Chimney. That's many ways you move the Brazilian coffee. Would it mean that Okrandi or one of the so Saturday, the Bambafoka of Western. I'm not going for chill of the and the common sense, fairness, natural justice, equity, ethics. If I don't got to afford there's a man, what do you say? No, and I was a safety and said your family. And then what?
Yeah.
I can't do that. So that's what judge is. No action. We have to walk of court. You have to walk of judge A. We are here for Kessben making yes, you be it. But the one was here, one cannot prepare everyone getting master. So I'm saying that the president will come back in the Republic of the South Court, experts can be audited upon corporate national carry. And it tells us professionals and non-professionals, and that is what we should do. So case people never say we are just no anymore. You refuse yourself. Even in your own presence, not so finish a year. You wait at the appropriate and then refer the person to the police.
Okay.
Now, one consider no about saying the number of court. What can occur? One can occur. Whether you are from PP or NDC or CPP or no matter politician, you are making. Who didn't say yes, I won't buy. But also to my so, Yaman Koye was the Brema, Yaman Koye. It wasn't many what did maternity a judge in the bed in a bar. What is the answer? Many were mercy in classic. The Maakye. But the number of me. I tell you, a family. In the light of this, I am referring this matter to the supervisory high court judge to assign the case before a different judge or court differently constituted.
Okay.
That is how the legal part, Namshro, no correct, Namimu, no correct, Namshro. That is how abortion, crown, abortion. What kind of cemetery abortion no crown with you? But the Wakono, Bosom Fono. That was some bosom for on be. What did the bosom for nothing? What did the bosom nothing? No, but the work of bosom on bosom for on to be there.
Okay. All right.
So it's so ridiculous. I think that you know what I'm causing me, showing me, telling me, no, my city, my was and check, you know, you have a common. Now, we are close to Africa, not yet Uhuru. That is not yet Uhuru. The Kenyan writer also not yet Uhuru. Fahudio, Intiamini. When you are resetting.
Nana, you better say.
So, happy with your main family say. For avoidance of the main family say, a summer kwamba for Kane. Young fellows say, where do you walk on your bank? What to pay? Main family. We don't know. No process for bachelor. Nobody no corner. I do not care if family. It's important for not prepare child sheet. It's a crime. No refer matter. It's that only the nurse office. Person now prepare child sheet. It's what do you look like? Common sense. Judge, yeah, the case because you prosecute or no cassette. And the young fan convo. You have the judge for. No, because with this law, with that decision by the judge, if what I'm saying is true, they are. And somebody can go to a high court. And for the judicial review to quash the decision.
Okay.
And to prohibit the judge. Because this is such a prohibition will lie. Prohibition will lie. You can't be a judge in your own case.
Okay. All right. Nana, yeah, but that's what raised a very good angle that Yadrina and Koso, and it's a key. I mean, because again, anka naturally, dear Sebi say na no bribo hene yedi na temwa na no bribo he call to krohoa na no bribo ni di na tem na sem na brante na sande na bejina na nim. What were we expecting? What are we expecting? Exactly.
Nipa human society. Is it normal? I said the same judge in how the number go. Is it normal? And now I just said, but so in the police form how to pray or more color. Sabi, one man say Juma. Sabi, one man no correct. Sabi, one man suru. Sabi, one man sorry. Sabi, they were not guided by the Supreme Court decision. Kulendi JSC speaking on behalf of the majority in the Republic of the Cycle, as particularly Japan. Kope kane.
Okay. Mekwa kope. Nana, Medasi pass on here, Dean Commander, no boy, no Dean Commander. 28 minutes into 8 a.m. And he has raised, some few key important issues. I say, Dihu Enkomo ye pana feno, ye deliberating on some of these matters I will raise. We'll go into it and then we'll see whether indeed that is what the case is. Because the judge Asebi, Abronye Akasem Etiano na Afi Samba Baka, the same circuit court judge na and they assign a day a nipa no kujene name. Of course, or nipa, and of course they have to be neutral. Whatever it is, or ye nipa intini didn't tell me in person there, and as the credibility is at stake. What were we expecting? Say judge ebeye. And come on, ye be the 28 minutes into 8 a.m. Enche na fe ye di enkomo bebre na fe ya twaso and all that na fe ya share the echo and the ebe nyina ne ye ne empemfo from nakok bedi enkomo na series that we're having with nakok to talk about issues have to do with drug abuse and drug honkomo nyina no one of our CSRs edi honkomo ye pan Francis Boku abetena se na no pe abetena se de bedi hu enkomo e wo fi harma na fe ya hwe de ko ene de benyina. So Alex Afenyo Maakye 26 minutes ago wrote on his Facebook again, and I want to read it for people on Mantini or say, after all the press conference and what Ghana Bar Association has said, it is unethical and within my constitutional right to call out a judge who has no respect for the law and the rights of citizens. Okay, inti opposition said judge umumra judge na emuna mrani shenin san umumra and rights of citizens nipa omemu hanum sebi the right omu nina. There is a pattern in the court of the circuit court 9 judging political cases that go before him, and it's becoming popular. I mean, the Adenta Circuit Court 9 is becoming one of the most popular courts in this country where political cases that goes before him become something else. I'm on for Edihu Enkomoye, but I'll say I cannot in good conscience respect a judge who has no respect for the law. The minority caucus in parliament will not shut his eyes to the conduct of this judge. A series of action will be taken in parliament and the appropriate constitutional steps will be taken to rebuke him. Our lords are not above the law. Questioning the excesses of a judge's pattern of conduct does not amount to an attack on his person. But the question arises, did Abronye attack the judge on his person? And now say he attacked the work of or the judgment coming from the judge. Which one it is that Abronye exactly yenti ama sanema we na abepie mu hanuma yedi ho enkomo no enche ye ne aloya foforo so bedi enkomo afa bransa na mame na Mala Estate and Construction Limited for indi enkomo na fe yemra baxis ya ba na fe ya betwa so na Mala Estate and Construction Limited. Are you ready yem formo enche so ne enko na manfo bia bokọ ne
nyamiadum oblako
bibia fine
nyamiadum bia fine
the radiance pa boss so ho ye
o adom ne ho ye pa
ene do kiane ki o e de amefre no
ai
kiane ki
ene
me say ne de kiane ki me friend
mate
ai
mate
be friend
but
yanko etiefo ti oni ahwefo nyina ede na Mala Estate for mo mayen
bra ne ka che Ghana fo nyina ne se na mal de adwempa ne adwema Ghana fo nyina usan se e ba ne se ye nto asase a unya problem bia, because we know say some years back na ukoto asase mpokura mpo na akoye boachi bidi ubeto asase na wie na sena be ko site wa akoye adwuma no bedu na mbarima ejina ho no mo twen wo no krampo no untumi enye ensidan no na beto asase na wie krampo no so no enkrata be kire sa mpasa na wato krampo no eye wo dia krampo no na akoye boachi bidi ene yes a search no say no those things are a disturb Ghana for pa enti ye hwe na yensi ano enti ye ko register companies ni nyina e wa bam mu gitum sempa see ene ye be so over 15 to 20 years ni a ye ba see ye tonsas. Apart from that no bia so ma e meto say we ho no man fa yen ko gina court nkaka say asase no to na Mala Estate ni mpo no wakọ site ho na obi abon ana obi apamano ana obi atata no besi ne ebi ensi dan so ye ntwe me den ebi nsi osan say ye si wo nkasa oda adwuma nkasa no ba ne say ye mpeke asase mfa nko ye search ba ne say ensase ho nsem sase ho dwadie nyina ne de senior abrante no edemu akotene pa enti no pay say metika say fideus na say meka ho asema ya na me wakokuduro ewo eye all the accoutrement nyina ana say me wo bibia just omo frame kra na betuma mu sampa na Mala adwuma ne de yenim senior ye adwuma eresifa Patrick wants us to be a way ama samani in patem. Nti baby will be a wotim in Kabias Wook Massey, now back cry, now first so pass so honor baby. Ya be su danya unya issues be anwa. You will be kutuku, you will be what air in some, you will be where a suboy michama mididi or a be honomo. In fact, you will be a way teacher mante. Such stretch no so they wants us to be bria a service plot in Sue and Kania el hoda that you toya. Now we see that no head watching them and found a person that's as so ye any acres do be a pebia no so offer a telephone number on the good screen so now e be nyamre na a church them kama pa e de amount once on pebi where ama samai obomu ama samai obeye enclave no nyina me kire den kira eye ahyefra o nyina ne ye won sase bi won mo so a ye to safra Ghana for na onim ye nsase na ye won nyina so ba bia no won ma ye ba bi te se eye kurase ana se obi nto daga bi ye plot ni na ba bi a enkrofo to dada enti bodu obo se ye obi esi dan walum 2 bedroom bi esi 3 bedroom e bi moti to dada enti odu won ma pick plot na wusi na che se o kwotena ho anesa won so wo tie mo ye central region kwan no so you will be wakaswa kuti kaswa papa se you will be ewo gomua fete kakraba e se hokwan ni nyina nso mo ye nta maje se nso no ye pressure no e ba ho pantu pebe so a ofre number na go screen so e betimi abo na ye bi e de amount me pa your telephone number no mo amutie radio no emfa telephone number we na bon phrases ya na mum mo amu TV ne de number no and a go screen no so no e 0598 653999 0598 653999 and I say 0205 051 525 0205 051 525 and if you so be a onima sase won sem bia ntini so auto sase so make sure so obeje indenture you be pick sase no da kokoye search e dey amount you wi a dey na site plan da share indenture no e dey amount you wi on ma enso wa you free be barcode no so you the to sase na ti and no is almost like 80% one land commission si di dwa ma wi nto botimi the for na we call land commission na less than 1 week to 2 weeks na no you dey papers na we say fan kan ho nyina no be ma na if you so sase so you ya kachire etiefo ne abusuafo nyina se ye ntwe ma wontu sika na nwia ansa na wakokosi dan wasase no so dabi because ye nya kwan kra me bonita sase ne mfa ma obiom eno nti wodi ene se the moment na we payment ye do ko site na o pick ya no se 2000 so 1000 or 1500 fire deposit ye ma 1 year afimua na udi etua eno nti we deposit na akonya wo se e kan mra no akonya wo se wodi aboba wodi blocks wodi anya because site hono so asase ko ebu won 10,000 Ghana cedis the moment na utua 5,000 na ye ma akonya se start esi dan no asase no so se na be na obanyi ba be di utua tontu be another 6 months ni nwie no na dan no nwie kra at least na wo lentil ana bia wo window level ana bi kra de na bia na wo den wo boso bebre na so wo Ghana ha no mo a ya na omoti chimpa se ono no achiye eye ne de se we ka mmekoi asset for meka de obedu no na a lot of challenges die we be our petty pa bread as send be ma 6 good month start to sit down o sit down so when problem bia na after 6 months no now the sika e dey brain na mal yes an hye e wo ho nti some kan say your payment plan e wo ho ye wo susu de wo ho ye wo 1 year payment plan 6 month payment plan this na person ye ni bia no in fact o free numbers na e benya botre na chichirem kama pa e dey amount number ni 0598 65 39 99 0598 65 3999 and I said 0205 051 525 0205 051 525 yeah na mo so mo pay bia Kojo site no no I friends say obom site no aha mo pay Kojo site no so a eno so mba ko yibi e de amom yeah na say Saturday and Sunday bia so no a free site visit do kwa sase no so a yenjiska bia wo de nse betra ka edem ne fa nko asase no ko hwie na akoma mu fa ope asase no na atrase ne aka ho asem ko hwie na se wo mpa na ukọ ofie nti na mal to nsafro bibia se yemra ye main office no e wo amasaman obeyi forest amasaman obeyi forest ho ne main office na kasa e wo nti sida American kan so wo de e ba na asase e ba na building materials e ba ndan ye se wi a ye ton mortgage kwan so a ne nyina it will be ɛwɔ o pɛ sɛ so yan so what plot bi na pɛ sɛ yan kasa so ye me boa ni incident na ma so yes san hyehyɛ ni nyina ɛwɔ nti anapa yi ne edc ti de ne kyerɛ adwen bia ɛfa dansie ho ɛfa ho kratasɛm ho ɔtɔ so oba bi a wɔ challenges ni nyina no a mpatɔ do ho bɛ dan na analysis na ɛbɛboa na ɛhyehyɛ san hyehyɛ ni nyina ɛde ama ye wɔ lawyers so mo hwɛ ma yɛn sase ho sɛm na yɛ nyina no ni nyina kɔtɔɔten ansan pa bɛtɛ fidie no so Kojo abɔ ho dawuro nti yɛ sɔrɔ no number ne yɛ 0598 65 3999 0598 65 3999 and 0205 051 525 ye tu for say anomanpo e obrebo na nya wo odasani a utasase so
okay. Yabra cinema yenemo edi enkomo o check out time na 38 minutes into 8 o'clock the studios of Kessben 92.9 FM na face Kessben TV so men kwa homa so na mindi enkomo na cock to na cock men court na me bra penyin lawyer Chum Berima endi enkomo who is the deputy director in charge of operations na cock endi enkomo from the law side of the whole issue to really look into the matters na SCA when it comes to Ghana Bar Association responding to Honorable Afenyo Maakye's comment no or no and I feel so abronye and the man calling his take on some of these matters from a side of the law. Lawyer, me da say your fro waji so na you know baby din kwa mjiri say bibi eboko de wadama. Yeah, the radio say your fro so yensa akanwo. Now Honorable Alex Afenyo Maakye Edin Komo, and it was a long stretch of a press conference that Oyeye and comments that Oyeye Nyinano seems to be justified by himself. Emma Enanope, and I've read what he has written on his Facebook page, where he is also saying it is both ethical within his own constitutional right to call out a judge who has no respect for the law and the rights of the citizens. He says that there is a pattern in the conduct of the Circuit Court Judge 9 in political cases that goes before him. And he, as in Alex Afenyo Maakye, cannot in good conscience respect a judge who has no respect for the law. When you hear some of these things happening, I mean, you're a lawyer. How do you see this whole scenario that is really happening within our judiciary system?
Afenyo Maakye, I don't know what people should respect the judiciary. No, I say Omuja before. But not people should give respect. As what is saying this India can be collateralized in the judgment to many judge we can area. No more serious see and this is one of course. No more Omuja. Anyway, Bible is about family and I didn't. What kind of book of Proverbs or what about family and I didn't. You put on Afenyo Maakye and I'm one and no. What are the judgment? Bail is a right, but the law will tell you that it is at the discretion of the judge. It's at the discretion of the judge. And reminding you is not out of law for a judge.
Okay.
So the I am from Sunday, so judge said go on remand. It is not out of law. It's in you. It is not out of law. So what are you talking about? I will move that now. Who do you have to put in the society? The Bible says, do unto them as you want them to do unto you. They will move them. That's how the answer of everything. Stop this hypocritical behavior. Yesterday, you're being pumped like a baby. And now, I do so, and going to the table, I tell you, you're not getting what you want like you were getting it before. You are seeing the strict compliance of the law. Also, now you are carrying out. Now you are carrying out. What behavior is this? Huh?
Lawyer, is it the fact that he's crying foul or he's looking into a matter where he thinks lawyer no consistently political cases, just as he also described there no and said that and that is the reason why me name dear, but if my thinking might be right on this one, I stand to be corrected. Where ABR certain known political people make certain comments about political colleagues, and then they take them to.
Everybody in this country, is more or less a politician. Obi Otobia is more or less a politician. Abona original chairman to the or Captain Gaga, my American. That is the impression that is getting. And to whom the Black how the only organization Captain Gaga, so no political party be a chairman to the American.
Okay.
The only political party be a chairman. When you're in this chairman, when you're in the chairman, when you're in PS, when you'll be a chairman. These are callers. Ordinary citizens. These are political party be a chairman, not a leadership member. It's Roman Yom can take a young from me, and from a cartoon from. But when people need the other so young man since so. Yes, no. People are this.
Lawyer,
I was very warm who said, I did be our own young, would be no only that. What would you hear quite a busy that? This is your time that you are 16 people. I'm not saying to be here for the member you. I'm a law enforcement officer. So by my principles, I'm not a brand new media. Maybe the problem. But don't do cherry picking. See, don't do cherry picking. I thought maybe the one person never be in the boom. I don't know any person who can have them. The neighbor, one time, the political somebody is just like that. What is political about that resort? Huh?
The issue of Ghana Bar Association, the proactiveness on some of these matters.
The least about them, the better. Forget about them.
Oh, what are law?
It's okay. So I'm going to my
saying because fellas at the point in time had been called upon them to say they should speak to this
matter. That is all that I will say about them. The least about them, the better. What happened had them when you maybe if you want to whatever you want we have known them from the past. You always see any we know them for a particular trend. Let me know waste my time on them.
Many na no be born here in Komo. The argument has also come from onone angle na say ebesidan na obisa ebesidan na se bi jaja ya ka no ho asem ana ya ka asem etia no na yede eye nipa na wa ka asem etia no ne san ko nanim se one no ondi na asem ma no does this really sit well?
That is now edi munchetre asem na I don't know anymore. So everyone from maybe them Muntia trains are no kind of home from. Now it was any you mother. From maybe no more answers there. So I've said that they should stop the hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. You know the law when you are not in power. But the moment you are in power, you forget about the law. The say that is a cheer Muntia train Mugabe Muna of one person. How are you for? I said, Mamma, let's say, what was I said to find me to my one to wine and pattern fun. I'm a wine from a former court. And a former court. Wine a trust in the afternoon. Let it call that in the former. And I just call that in the form. You be that? I can let me be out long. Let me answer on the one. Because I'm the NDC for, or the same NDC for, African or NDC, now deputy, national communication officer, or no NDC activist. It is our own, that really not too much money and young for sure. This is the logic of this political party and their people calling it. What is this? Assembly, I can't say the Mr. Can name assembly. Assembly, sorry, but the Senate will can name us something. Okay, so attacking judges is the same thing. I'm not muntiated for a year, and I say so. We are the one.
No crap.
I'm not caught to form some room in the one.
Aye.
I'm not what you are me. 2013, or Cassatia judges, or Cassatia Supreme Court judges, another one. Maybe some good Imano.
Aye.
Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court around a fair man better than one.
No crap.
Supreme Court is none of Cassatia more. I'm not content to in the Buana.
No
And the friend somebody, and the Supreme Court is going to go million. So I don't.
Yes, Maakye said John.
I don't.
Yes, sir.
I don't accept Supreme Court judges. Everybody is one and born in the some appearance. Can you appear to me? South one more to the Supreme Court judges, and one from Common. I don't think what is any way. That's a two-bedroom way. I'm not one of media, I'm not 200 what to manage. I don't remember very well. Was it good that time? What time to
Yes, Maakye 7.
Of course, that's Supreme Court judges, you know. I just Supreme Court and the was a law okay at that time. This was 2013, how many years ago? 13 years ago. Was a law okay at that time. So the Supreme Court judges, like I said, you not to call them before or to hold them before their presence and deal with them. They don't sign a bond that you are fine. If the rest sign a bond that you are fine. So they actually got condemned, can condemn, name them. And then who was wrong. I mean, have you seen your actual site in this country? Maybe I. So the 13 years ago. I don't know what and only the current Attorney General, 2021, presidential election position. You know, before the Supreme Court. Because I just wanted to attend the result and be in fear and a fear. There's a new before the same Supreme Court. Was it okay at that time? Something between.
Kessben 92.9.
The current Attorney General. Was it okay at that time for the same Supreme Court to now judges to maybe as a woman say, what can we be able to call him before them? Why was this who are now seeing the law reading the law properly? Hypocrisy. But which missile the anti-more, what on temper? Establish. It's not right.
All right.
I'm not saying that you should be chasing people when they are not doing anything wrong. No.
Sure.
What I said?
Yeah.
Let the person do something which is wrong. And my bonnet, my bonnet, say, I can't say, what would be a chairman, winning. And then be asked, can walk with you. So the offense must start out in law with this punishment as well. And that's don't just go around and be taking people anyhow and Zambo standing the only year. No. This sense doesn't make any sense. The people the Americans that say, the mama was actually now 13 years ago, do by the and no test is stigma. Yeah, the more the political case and you'll be say, well, what can I say? And I never use the man. What's a political case? It's a new good political case. There's no political case. Not any question about us finding no. You said any money gone. Then I took them 10 days at that time. No. And you have money. But I want to know. Let's not be doing this. Like a trauma.
Okay.
There's a trauma. Or man has a trauma. The Bible says you turn it up on you. It will be a money and it will be a money with the enemy.
Okay. All right.
You the enemy. I want to become evil. When anybody you know, with an Atlantic. That's not how we are supposed to build a country.
Very well. Nah, you better say any in common di anope. Nyami shopper, you that's a pa. Yene a lawyer Chum Berima and Edin Common Deputy Director in Charge of Operations at Nakok in the Edin Common. It is 53 minutes into 8 a.m. My name is Imascon Indian Common. We are now for Nakok in paying for Atenasura Francis Buku and ye best share a year and Nema Kakra Bakum you know this year for a year your commitment yene a year Nakok for share my youth and I feel so membunune quite a fast bit me a boy young you bedin come we are now Minia Aaron, a CDU entry, member of the MPP communication team, or Tenase, and then Jerome Kesam, head of public affairs, Makoko Border, so Betenas and Afi, and Comono, Ashishaso, Ewa Honoma, Menko Namini Mascon for ND in Comascon Biabo Cordia.
Namia de Moconans way,
Radiatum Kakaka, Gusua, Mr. Hopo, so here.
Oh, Namia Dom, no ya pa, workers no beer, hoye, Omina, some fan cramama, or much yamo papa,
Jomosopa,
my helpful, and what you funina, Emma
Mate, Yentimu, you're free, Mascon.
Ebusian for young fan Chasson and free in Mascon Estate Ghana Limited. Na, enano pay baby biada, ya wash yen. Ene baby biada ya wutie on fidikase so no de ye kan se onyankopon wonhira papa pa fei wonton kwanem na de atwato no wo meskan so emra obotom efrise yenim sese skaba obotom se pe ade ba ko a wodwene ho ene se wo ye nipa idie eye deni ada obeto asase papa ne wosidam papa bi wo so se de be ya woni abusua no mo benya baby di mutrato ana empo wo ye nipa yi ya bible sa yemfo yensa enya adwuman wo company na pesa obie no minim sa wo mie no wosoro na emu masase ya so na so be bio company no wasase so dia na asase pa na wosa woto sade be ya obetime bio company no woso ade ba ko a Imascon Estate Ghana Limited eye concern pa na se priority ene se wo benya asase papa to ya asase bo kwakoto no enkoye so ato asase na wie na enso be wi ase no na fe langard fo abeti agu so na ye ba bekun said the bit akos wom yahodo aka no na afei obi ba bedu ska de afri wonsam na obi afri tia ba beka cha wo say sika na wutua ye no eye wrong hands and saboni mu ana wutua ska no edikogu ye ubon se busuani bi asore ene ye ska no wa mayen ene ye woto asase na ma wo no ye hu ye nso ana asase no ye de ensa ato so a ye ka bia ewom se ye ne ye ni ensa mfiri so amfa ma wo a ene ye ska no watua gu kwa ebe wi ase no no akoboka egu na akofo nsem bebre no adi aba ya de amekan emanum sam dada efise na nsia enchai ana mamunim soja ni mu a wo kwa akogya ne nyonko soja ni wo baabi a amanfo ato ansase de ama no mamunim de esiye ekofa owuo ene wo haw ene atete ana eba ya nsam no kura bepem ne ye wo baabi akwa akosie na we chese se wo pass asase pato na wa ma wani ana ho wa mfi wani tesa abo wowo wa nya vigilanta ene ye bewi ase no boko akoto asase boni ni aba bebo ni aba bekun afemisi usika no konso a ema saa ni o maboni wani yempese bi beto enu ntin ye se enko baabi a bomadi abra Imascon Estate Ghana Limited ye edine eye Imascon Estate Ghana Limited adentina meka we ebusia Imascon ye ton sase de ma ye customers ewo encrementami emono afi we kan wa 33 good years nie 33 good years nie yenya wo haw yenya achemato yenya amane yenya asembiata ewo ye nsase pa ye ton ne ho enu ntimi bi saw se wo beja company papa wo yato no akoba akono ho am ye bua faso ana ene esewada sawo bekoba akono ho am yakotete ubewi ase no asase no kwanzo ye beka to se register na so ka so fam kata asam kyewa na akwa bibia wo ho asase no kwa title ena so enu nti wanka wansempo enkyerɛw ni nyina ne eye se no kwaredi a eni wonti anama binum bu nkofo fa so e won sase to emumesrew bomadi abra Imascon Estate Ghana Limited na oba ye be bie nkrata mu di akyerɛw ye ne yeni atro ade ama ye ne ye danso ewe yen sase to mu eni wo ba ye bie nkrata ne mu nyina de akyerɛw sa ye ne yen sase ne ya register afa title nso eda so bibi biada eye genuine e won nkrata asem bia ne ho minia mesrew wata enko baabi amiye na ada obra Imascon Estate Ghana Limited dia no besenom na fei Easter bonanza no a yenwie hu dwumadi eguso a yeba wo dawro no eno nso men kan wansam emfa emam ye no ma edikan no eye 0553 840 646 0553 840 646 and 0553 838 730 0553 838 730 and 0209 155 437 0209 155 437 Imascon Estate Ghana Limited ya yeton sase papa sambia ni hono ya numbers miensen anya didi djuma no te bomadi afre di opesa uhu di opesa obisa di opesa wote ewe ya nsase pe ho ni nyina no ya ye krado ya ye de beka ho abusia emu obi na adaw efisa me se ye nipa bona do mo ya ne se wani abra wo pass ase pata what is a Imascon no mo po adwuma fa no timekọ no no obi nso tenchen no okan samua ensem fata ewo ho enu tina me se wo ankasa frɛ ne tie mu ye sade be ya mo obi na adaw na onkoto asase bon ne be wiase no wo sika enkonkokam afei tie me Easter bonanza no a ye hyase eye no ye ma ne enko na wie ye mfansie eni se binim guso mo frɛ ese oh afei ne sika ready afei na ye nso ahobo na ready abusia emre no aka no enhyada no so so onse enchebe na bosum wei na ekọ na wieye etimi pawchow entwen ema bosum wei enko na wieye enwie no nsa be kase oh ye de ka afa na nka bia ki ahoboa na ye nsanka ba ko ne ba da bi onse wei eye bonanza ane ye wenye promotional eye bonanza eye mire bi kopem mire bi enu nteme sawu ada wotem nkan hwe ane wantena se ememre na nko na wieye ansan wakase mihunu yanka sabrenso no na akachi de atense yensase a enka ne ye bawutawro ya na bi aye 32000 ebi ba 30000 na de twam ko ye na eno ye 28000 no an ya twere ho se Easter ni die ni nti we be ka se Easter na ko na wiye enenso yesi adwere ho nti ne ya stand no abusia yesi be fa no one plot 20000 Ghana cedis 20,000 Ghana cedis on se we de ya teso hwim ama no aba from sade be ya won so sade otie bia da no emfa woni adwuma wo ye se wo ya ba adwuma ana ankrankra adwuma won so on sabetima so na watima to bia no nteno ani ya teso hwi adi fi 32000 ya dia ba 20,000 Ghana cedis minia obuano wo semenso medie emisika enso 1 plot 20,000 no nemum half plot ana menso menya enu ntebra wo ba half plot nsie betwa edi amount ye ne hono ye matrimoden ye na da nipa nso enu ntebra half plot no 10,000 Ghana cedis enkane na bi ye 16,000 na bi nso eye 14,000 we ye dia ba 10,000 edi amount ni nyina ne se ye se edan ya wo han ya wo bre ye tete wo amanfo nsa se wo to a ye dada wo ye ku no eno ne ye se ye pase ye wo edi free sa wo ha no emu eno ntini ya tensase ne so edi aba fam sei edi amount minia mene wo ekase ye nsase no empanifo se broni saying is believing eno ntino fo ani be hwe e wa Kessben TV so bari ye nsase no a ye ka wansam sadie esi eda so eye flat on mti se park so ye nsase no eni da nsuom eni da techem engu amena mungu bi pa ya asem ane engu bi party sadie de bia da me ba me ka editor no enu ntifo ni krocha wisi ebe hwe ne di wa dance ana afa wenso no se wo be hwe wi a wo ye be mo wa kire ba bia wo pe na afa wa kire wi no wo be fi a na wudi skano aba ansana yakọ ni yakọ akote edi amawo enu ntie bedi kan amwa akọ akohwe enu nso ni ade a ema ye dance ofisa wo kohwa ana betimeti wa dancers asema I must compare rodi asempa kwa mi aponsumensa wo kan eyesa pepepe na tie ana san ana sitiem enu ntimi pa wo chew bomadia bra ni enkwa ne koya sas ne di wa dance never unsa no kredie an yedi ye numbers ni bio eye 0553 840 646 0553 840 646 and 0553 838 730 0553 838 730 and 0209 155 437 0209 155 437 yensas no ewo Tripoli no ewo eye Greater Accra region yamu ewo Tema any dowenya kwan so menia sa wotra Tema kakra bi ko anim a dowenya na ohoi wodu dowenya Central University egu eye onifa so woku anim kakra bi a ehonso ana sagleme affordable housing ya enei abebe woto so wo siesia ekwan kromo ye no ebusiani din aye sagleme city na wodi free sagleme city eko imas comfort baby ensas ne ewo no eye 5 minutes drive pe usi masisia ne wadru so wodi ansas nso Tripoli wona woda wani a ubonsa sagleme city no ena egu afefefe ebusia ewo no mabia wie efise airport for kodi asas yantamo ye nchen ho a won baby ani airport city enu ntino bedi bem na wote airport residential area minia eye estate Kessben ya titi bibia ya krado ewo ho ente mama nkasam le fisima kan wasam dada e dia chew ensuo ni nkane a wodi bedi djuma nyina ne ebi wasase ne so ebi se 33 years ne ya ton sase ma amanfo no ebi ma se o ma dan wi o mate wono mu ente won ye forest mu won ye kwaye breto ma madi ka ko hunu ma mu ni sade ensase no esitie egu kwa pe ma mu pe bi for commercial purposes somebody bi o company no ye ensase ni gu kwa enu ntibra the opebia ye de be kan ho ebusa your office no your Sprinters Road Community 18 Junction Sprinters Road Community 18 Junction yani Allied Filling Station okwan so ene edi nhwani mu ye Saben KFC babia wonu moton aduane no ene ye emre ni ntije no mesi ye twatoi ni ensoro so ne nkodi opebia no bisa ye de be kan ho ye no mesi no ene eye 0553 840 646 0553 840 646 and 0553 838 730 0553 838 730 and 0209 155 437 0209 155 437 Imascon Estate Ghana Limited Easter Bonanza eye papa me na kanisa no nteno frɛ na so beto bi nyankopɔn wo nhyiram nyina
yɛda se yɛne Imascon for NAD and Komono check out time na 5 minutes into ye 9 men kona fe minura Francis Boko ending come from Nakok na fe gento adwumede no zero on so atena se enche na the discussions ni na ahyehye so ɛwɔ hono Francis Pacho bi abɔkɔ de
Kojo nyamiado
me won check akra
adwume ya na yeguso ayeye
uhuza
na papa yo kasa last na we semitimi
ɛwɔ fem na de kasa sa
awe semitimi kasa dindindin sa but nyamiadum ye ho ye na adwuma soso ekoso
nice
no pay the waboni mienu oni me boss
yes
kasa ewo ja lawyer for nsemu ena yensuso ye ba bedi nkomo efa dwumadi a yedi ho eye na courts say yakasa bibri afa prevention ho kwan a se obi enro no ne eye ene so obi di niti koshema ensunsun aso e woso ene awofo e role a omo betimi e play anopen na me pese ye hwe enforcement dwumadi a yedi kakra sebe ya omanfo nsusu ebehu se adwuma ye no ebini na ohwe ye adwuma die ni mu ankasa obroni se ye wo demand reduction se ye betina ha ne aboderu eba onubone ni sunsun so eni senete ena broni so eka bibi se supply reduction sa supply reduction no eno nso so ne enforcement se ye di nkrofo yenya information na sa information na yenya no ya process na ba be intelligence na sa intelligence na ya act upon it na ye tu nkofo esosa ewo sa kwan no so ye hu se enuboni ya ade a esey oman esey ye mantemu eni ade enti Narcotics Control Commission ye dwumadie kese ba kopa ewo ho no any drug enforcement that is say ye tu anamon etia omo a omudi enuboni say ni dwa ho ene ni ton ho ene ni distribution ene ni ye friends and sale ho eno ya ade a ye tu ho anamon pa na menije say oni lawyer Chumberima ekasa onu ene penya oda ye friends and or ye deputy director general oda enforcement elimination and control oda no say onu ni de ni say yentu anamon entia omo a omudi enuboni hudwa na enyese radio so say oba Narcotics Control Commission any omo a omo edisa adwuma na obi abona baso say omo baaye no omo de enkenya shronko bi ewo saa ekwan ne so aba obronisi moral ewo saa adwumaye ewo saa kwan ne so no ekosro pa em se bosumi etwemu aye Easter ye de tudwa se ye kwa bonten na yakwa akoma enkofo ehu se Narcotics Control Commission ye wo ho na ye bo omanfo eho ban enti ye kokwo eko make sure say saa time na na business summit ekoso ne ekoye nyina ne se ye de ye ho kokyere se enkofo enhwe no mu hu se Narcotics Control Commission ewo division bia omudwumadi omudia ne se omubo omanfo ho ban efri omo a omoton nubone ho se beya se obi aye na adwin se oba oman mu na waba be bossesin bi na waba be di enubone ho dwa ye manate asese Ghana ekwan ni ho sa untimi ma na o medisa adwa no enti omo kon no omo ye stop and search say cars any ade senkofo be hu se dabi ko any Ghana nyina no untimi nya sa na wotwe wie ya etwa mu a ye weekend etwa mu ya nsoso no ye tu sa na mo na bi ye ko alavanyo ekodi juma kese pa ewo ho a eno nsoso no eye obronise intelligence led na ye ko ye nsoso nyame adom ye konya enkofo a omo ni de ni se eye wi yi no omo dua wi a omo hata na omo chichire na omo distribute mankofo ekoton ebidi kwa manoni na ye man mu asoso omo di sa adwuma no nyame adom ye panyi Chumberima odi anim wo saa kwan so no ene ne nkofo tu saa na mo na omutimi ensa koka enuboni bia eno soso no ye bo ho daru a oma ye ensa ka omo no enche ye di omo begina ye friend is asemdi bia ne mrani omadi ye free ho na soso no ene ye ba enkran mantemu bi ye call kwa benya ye call kisiman ena ye call domi ni nyina soso no eye enforcement activities ni ye saa nyina no Kojo eni se ye pese omanma especially omo a omudi omujuma ewo mra kwan so no omo benya saa hotoso ni se obia odi saa enruboni hu juma no emra ewo ho a ekon etia omo emra wo ho se uyi Narcotics Control Commission asutria ye bedi hu juma ye saa ne ye de abo ye mantemu ho ban san se ye hu se ye jemu saa na enkofo boni bi wo mu a omo betumi afa saa kwan no so na omama ye mantemu enye stable ye saa ne de abo ye mrante ne ye mabawa eho ban san se ye nim se ye jemu saa ye mrante ne ye mabawa omo ne endaache no enuboni ebetumi ase omo enti eye saa swoops eyi ena ye na wotwe mu no na message a ye mpanyimfo a edan ano Brigadier General Obuba Mante eka ene ye friend is lawyer Chumberima ene ye deputy Stephen Yeboa omunyina eka ne se ye intent ye tentacles ne yamaso yeninu ya maso a yehwe oman mu baabia se baabia wo information na unim se enuboni hu dwedie ekoso no uyi ansutre a yenka se ekwan wa yebetu hu anamo yebe nhwehwemu papa na yetu hu anamo na ya hwe se omo a omu di saa nyuma ni nyina no emra eni omadi emre kakra enche bibri yeko takrade ekodi saa ejumani bi ewo ho efie kuma yeko ho ekodi bi eno nso so no ye to hye nkofo so a ye nsakan no boni ene nkofo yeko Ashanti region enso so ekodi saa ejumani bi ne ye nyina ne se ye magana fo nyina ehu se Narcotics Control Commission enye se eye nkyerɛkyerɛ nko a ne edema na imomu no se omo a omo ton enuboni omo di hu dwa omo a omaye omadwen se omo pese omo se ye mabunu no san se omo pese omo nya sika bum no the message is that enye ye maimu enye ye important san se odi uti ekohye saade ni mu a baby a wo hye bia no it's only a matter of time Narcotics Control Commission ebeto ahye so na emra anyway enti Kojo Debia te se ne yeka no yeka ne yeka wie no se obi oho na se ye tu sa se ya na enye omo a omo num te se ne debia yeka no omo num de ye hu omo se eye ohaw mu no omo ye hu omo se omo hia moa o se ye boa omo obi e wo sa challenge nim na opemoa bia na debia ye de toll free number etudwa 0800 307 307 0800 307 307 so what information biana ofre yen anase say so Narcotics Control Commission ye wo oman mu afana baabia ye bie district offices district bia eben obia no koho ana region bia wo bia no okwa Narcotics Control Commission ye bie ye kwan ye bie ya pono se ye bebo oman no na yetimi abo ye mantemu eni ye mabunu ho ban every enuboni a essay ye dachi.
Okay. Well, Francis, you better say me gidi yes next week so baba na oba me update na wachre kwan am faswa mudi sankomo. But next week I will want to ask you a question about the mama tip off, you know, how they are protected and all that, because most of the runs are and I'm sure a be woman tip off one ya that they are boa amaye to me into say me wakukudro na say be me shame important na me say I remember be yene maybe enkoye or wa between frame one me hu so obi am be hwehwe me say bia na se me see na friend na se me see friend no, so that na yes citizens, you know, yes we nya ratio mu sampa te ye fa telephone ye frɛ ye hu ebeto ye okay bibisa, so that they can have that assurance and hu community be next week pa na fa
Kojo medase ye bedi na te se na waka no obi a ofre yin bia na ya safe
good
ye bo ho ban e free bibia ho odin ehia information out of my but nyame ya aduma next week ye bekum na ya kan ho asem ye Kojo wadaroma me sorry ene me brother ba kopa a birthday we be 50 in Deacon Nigel Francis Akonu Amua or Bethel Baptist Church Bawi ye man awoda pa ye bompa say nyankopon enkosu no insurano no man kwatenten no man more cash sebe ya asetena mu bekoyi nyame inshira ina
o shey na yeras ye ne ura Francis Poku na ne din komono piaro panyini the public affairs ma ye nakok ene no edi komono check time is 60 minutes into a year 9. Benjamin is bringing us a discussion so this morning. Mr. Aaron is say do entry member national communication team of the NPP Atenase ye wa be din komono afa hwede e ko ene de ben Benjamin Dental Clinic Limited and a discussions in Ebraying.
Yamwakwa ba the Benjamin Dental Clinic. Benjamin Dental Clinic a simhojuma. Omo ayebedi efa tooth replacement ehon. Se osie tu na wose yebo foforo e de hye homa. Nya hwe sunsu anso a se wosi tu na wan hye foforo a betimi e de abrɛw. De di kan enipa ese enipa ni monyam. Ukɔ nipa mu na wo kasa. De ye hwe e ye wose. De ebo ama wotimi bidi e ye wose. O kasa de ebo ama words bi o ha wotimi pronounce ye so e ye wose. De di dwuma dia ho do bebre. ndi say esene tu a ehu behia say obeba ne ahye foforo enso eho e de amount so obi o ha ne se no na ba kusie ni ba kusie chiri enya ade a ehye nkwan gentleman de etu en South Africa na mo bra ne esene foforo emfa nhye ho so emfa amount afen so nipa osimo wanuma eboa ema obon no ekipi in good shape so we sit no one replacement sa side of the bone ebetimi atum amana yi anase ebetimi ebuobum se na ya yeta aka no amana yi maintenance masa ha no ento to anamon ba se esena atu no ye hye foforo e wo honfa mo esena ba ye mu ahodo bebre ye we esena ba ko e hye wa obetimi yi wa de e wa ho no wasa hye na de ba ko wa bonten se nipa do na agiri se de wo hye obetimi yi ntimi fa didi enya sa na tie ye ma wa obetimi de didi obetimi de akasa obetimi adwuma bia wo bia wo didi bia no you mu ahodo mienu ye wo flexible one ye ta fa ne back class no and afa ye wo acrylic and afa ye wo de hye wa untini emfa won san ka bi mana se untu bi eno so fixed prosthesis eno so tu ana mo ba change men dental clinic ye be ye enso de amount you mu ahodo mienu ye wo PFM ana say porcelain fused to metal and afa ye wo ba kon so a efe implant maintenance fee to ana mo ba genuine say o si na tu nkwan de genuine dental clinic ye be boa near restore o smile no back to say na e o he genuine dental clinic ya chi kwan nya ya kwan kra Ghana ha fan na nyina genuine dental clinic e wo o he wo Accra genuine dental clinic 2 branches e wo Accra the first one e wo Nungwa right after Nungwa senior high school odi wani check Kantamanto no nsaben kuso wo pe genuine dental clinic branch e wo ha any NDC office no anase Italian pub ene di animhwe e wo Nungwa afei so atomic down Rami Kwabenya ran about odi wani check Taifa no nsaben kuso wo pe genuine dental clinic branch ba kuso wo ha ye di edwuma die wo ho afei so Santiman Tamu Kumase o he ya Abepo Junction total filling station no achi wo pe odi wani HG no unsani fa so wo pe ye ne Methodist school ne wa Abepo Junction no ene di animhwe afei so Kumase ho he ya Atonsu high school junction traffic light na se wa pe genuine dental clinic branch ba go so e wo ha ye di edwuma die e wo ho koforo bia so he genuine dental clinic ye wo central police station no enche mu ha pe ye ne central market no ene di animhwe ye di edwuma die wa bon san wo central police station in chan ho na takra den so o he genuine dental clinic branch na pipe no traffic light Tadisco junction ho enka ne bebi ana GM bank e wo no sa bon san ko na mu na genuine dental clinic ye wo ha ye di edwuma die afla wo so genuine dental clinic e wo Ecobank story building na Ecobank e wo ase no e soro pe na wo he genuine da obehu ye e wo afla wo afi odu ani kochiem e wo techima no so abono mantemu genuine dental clinic e wo Maakye road enkom hotel achiwa pe ni AY Ahmed ene di anhwe e wo techima afi ese mantemu so ye wo Tamale genuine dental clinic branch e wo Tamale Tishigu ye di post office no ene di anhwe anase adjacent the MT main office na ye di edwuma die e wo honom Tigana ha fa na nyina de genuine branches no apeti Ghana ha nyina utu anamon ba ye be hwew ne aboa na osere na okasa so akoyi e di amount se wo he o TV na se a ye numbers ni egu ase no bitima frɛ genuine dental clinic e wo sa homa to for so 054-990-6588 ofra doctor ebeje wo so se inquiries no make ebeje wo so ne aboa na so sere na okasa so akoyi di amount genuine it's time for you to smile again.
Okay, yeah, that's 21 minutes into 9 a.m. In go straight now, feminine. Ora Aaron, I see do entry and come on and for topical issues. Raising and what has to do with the issues with Felix Ofosu calling or slamming the Ghana Bar Association for not talking about what minority leader has said. Home community never be D, and then again the IMF issues. A time we'll touch a little bit on that one too. Nafi, yeah, the Jumediano so about Aaron Pacho. Morning, we be able to there.
Nyango Pondi, I
who watch a crack.
Say, we can Kessben, baby, Yamia Pijamodui. Any idea, movie, yes, in check.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the son of pay.
I'm sure we know a tea for.
Obia so Joe,
my papa.
Yeah, that's it.
My main fa a quenya we, and yet this endorsement. Your friend Abranti be Danny.
Okay.
On the MPP USA youth organizer.
Okay.
Say or co-organizer.
Okay.
Me Kofia see do entry there. Minty US will be. Minty Maryland. Me name New York. Me name Hawaii. But Abranti ni nyuma wabo. And then near ma waye. Dia dane di. say or some MPP amanyoku no menua edanso we ya no atwa flight ticket no abagana no ne me in 2024 about a number of times I worked directly with this gentleman.
Okay.
Na ye Jumadani or a short man pa or MPP ama me sure say ensem ne kan ka between MPP ne ne yere de the gentleman enti me bompa na me sre me nuano me wo US abrochi me mu say omo to abana omo hu ne mobo dani me te ne nka che papa but you see nipa ya de a osai yi wanyi na ye nso a ense ni di o wa ho fama se obeye adwuma ama MPP amanyoku no to US o wotimi gani nyuma ho be boso me nan be boso me num not Ghana ha no ne ye bon to ase be wi ni minim se dani ye kan 2028 so eni ukwanza wo shase 28 there be shase 27 se ne da wo tai be fie no bra na enye adwumaden ma Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ene mabura wo Ghana ya to nserepe mabura wo Ghana se be ye hu ba bi ai bottompo ne de kra ye den ahyem ene mamu aye den ti mo amu abrochiri no enye campaign nko aya na mo agyae ma na kakra na free US wo e bebu nkran be du domi ayen so ja obede
Matthias here.
Dani.
Okay.
Yeah, bompa say Dani wait me.
Na nke so unua Jerome Beka ho but wenya some few
empire time
and they said the time man yes.
O wabemu but asem tu obi na eja wo the politics atonchen na wa bompa ma Jerome ye ni papa the information ketu bi e wo no ho ana so free sehwi na koku nsem onka ne ye da bia me ka kire no di ne boss achi mom de akonya Robert chef kusi your friend is a fool. What be the ocean lane now the akonya Robert a chef office chair akusi a fool say kuku kuyanine and no uya na seda out there than and say obeti kuku prices to Jerome ye bompa amount so yeah I was a kai wechi now you know me was a hell empire tower chimo bompa pata we chi say the obo adwuma won kran na san so na ka om na ka om asem ye be close kuku season yo ye bompa say new season e be ba no na price ni mo page because Ghana ye say Ghana no ani kuku na kuku so ne Ghana to me enra na me kan wo mo sister station ba ko mo of amudas or de ne kuku saka ma me say we jai kuku adwuma also we jai ene me buya se bona na ofa modas me ko school enu na eja wuyi teku ne sempo ade bo na ade na wuja na eja mepeja kakra nka betima so wase won se alampan me koko ni krachimpo entimentu akanti koko ni si ne store room ofie ene odoma kofu nso ena makosi wo kromfo agbawura kwa wi amako na eja koko na me se de ne basa yese ko mako botono back 4,000 Ghana kuku ye 25 million
onto weja eno ho
afa kuku eni munyam abba fom e wo mam
to de muko
abresu odiko makone ko na ye ka omo me nka mampani ma ha ma ote se pre no ka se bo ne ekobo no ko fa akpando House of Lions CEO e de ne be si kuku akuafo so for the first time in our history minia from JB Dankwah time ha be si ne first time in our history ayati kuku akuafo sika so adenti ene ede kokufo ewura ne yemu ohawmu atete apinisie kwadandam ene koku akuafo adane asrefo. You don't even know the future of the cocoa industry. The last one. Chief Whip, Minority Chief Whip.
Okay.
Frank Anodompre. Boni di nema sorry. A brand here no afa kuku nsemna bonebo. Aya na adwen so be suama kuku akuafo. Ene serious. Ene yesi bi ye free bi serial glat. Ono kra na echere mi sa abrofo no. Yesi aburo adoso ama ye nyatofo.
Okay.
Adey.
All right.
Adey.
Yanko na yeni nkomo. I mean, sure so we follow issues that has to do with what has happened with Adenta Circuit Court tonight. Judge and name moon says Nina I mean, your take on some of these matters that they've raised so far.
Minia.
Yes, sir.
Ye kan ho asema abronya de ye ko banyina fundamental human rights.
Yes.
And ho asem. Now for ye Ghana ya mamre ya the 1992 constitution media agoya on say metayu super. The fundamental human rights is centered in article 12 to 33.
Okay.
Now fundamental human rights ne de bia ne yebo we a ne yembo Joseph Kwame Chirikwi bo ache dankwa abaso JB Dankwah, he made a solid argument in the case of Riakoto and 7 others versus the Attorney General and the Minister of Interior. Unyabotre discuss it because in the 1960 Constitution, now a fundamental human right, I can once Article 13. Now the Article 13 in the 1960 Constitution, they say, Mampenini babi dia or no best swear an oath to protect your fundamental human right. So when he swears an oath to protect your fundamental human right, the year or no mampenini say no fundamental human rights now be protected or be protected. And until JB Dankwah kasi yen construe Article 13 as a Bill of Rights. They say the US for or more fundamental human rights or more than friend Bill of Rights. Ni intimi manenye justiciable na enforceable. Court ne na nyagri. Almost say court ne kan in Riakoto say umpe the constitution ne kan de change president. Make a president in the 1960 Constitution or no penny actually ni dinwo. Said there shall be a president called Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. What to say, your constitution actually Pabakudin Ashemuda. But that is what we had. So Yempenifo in the 1969 Constitution, the 79 Constitution, and the current 1992 Constitution dedicated a whole chapter in our constitution. That is in 1992, chapter 5 of the constitution talking about fundamental human rights. Meaning, say okay, Article 12, I catch you say Ghana nibia timamuni fundamental human rights. Na ya guarantee chese medie ene wodie no eye inalienable ye dia woyen eye dia obintimi njim free ensem. But that fundamental human right in the same constitution kasi ye betima restrict no in 2 ways. The edikan baby a mimi kofiasi edu me die si no ehona wode enso ehase e na afi nso betima restrict o fundamental human right in the interest of the public interest ne bi ne covid e kan e share them 3 weeks no. In the interest of the public, make Article 21 a list your fundamental human rights in the Bible. My mention a mimbo to be a binchre at for you will freedom of speech and expression, you will freedom of thought, conscience, and belief, you will freedom to practice religion. Also, Mokran, Opeso Ye Opeso Ye Christo ni, Opeso Ye Buddha ni, Asori be Opeso could be a constitution granted. Freedom of assembly. Freedom of association, information subject to qualification of laws as necessary in democratic society. I am same way in an American, the MA Depan Wumi Article 33.5. Meaning, Article 33.5 said the rights, duties, declarations, and guarantees relating to the fundamental human rights and freedoms specifically mentioned in this chapter shall not be regarded as excluding others not specifically mentioned, which are considered to be inherent in a democracy and intended to secure the freedom and dignity of man. Or say the Abobosu Nyina chapter 5 move from Article 12, sa akosi 33 no. Yes, we biem ewo de yembo boss so kra wo kokebi maminke bi amamu biamu a menua ehu hia se ebeji atum nti fundamental human right no emu abie ba medical catcher say ewo 2 restrictions be bia media si na ho na obedience so yeden e sha ase 2 article 18 clause 2 a semini wudi nkoma mintimi record o. In the case of Asari versus Kubaji versus Asari, Ebeka Chero say, "O record obi kura na okobo okota." Ebeka say illegally obtained evidence. You admit it. Into I have privacy, I have all these things. But baby, me di any sine hono bi di e begin. Shema memfa won article 14 talks about your personal liberty. Now can article 14 ye pa I say akola wondi 18 years old school no. It means restricting liberty in certain ways. And until na okọ boarding school I say we be sorry no pass 6. Obe could did this time ni nyina constitution guarantee. The same article 14 make it clear say obia liberty should be guaranteed. Obia liberty should be guaranteed. But inherent in this, nature say, or in fact, in Article 19, presumption of innocence. Ye chewa until say ye de wakujina court na wankasa wakasi wudi for anase prosecution etima chrense mu chrense wudi for no ye presume say we innocent and we mecha meche ya opinion e friend no Martin Kpebu ota cheche on the court on at ye friend saying this presumption of innocence ma court G2 in fact in Article 14 clause 3 or so or daily with bail yes offenses be bailable. because ye presume we say we innocent in under Article 19 to here. Then Article 14 clause 3, which is saying that ye chewa within 48 hours, ye renew before court. 48 hours should be 48 hours. Whether nipane a medal, no matter the offense, first and now here section 96 of her 30 now be say offenses be or her and ye bailable ye training in him. But asema kobenina no me kama politician timemuni we a judge ni we a post ni what he said. This is what our constitution guarantees. And nepa dear ben asem na ba ye can say me that ya bronya kotum enyeza and ye can who asem say or bronya a scandalize court no ye would the NTA chichedi, mimi di kofia si edu entry, u producer the Richard, uns would inti, mimi ye bibia, ye will be a bit makasi with and ye run a ye, we and ye Jerome na ye, we and ye win a ye. It comes in classes, but the fact is say ubia ye bonibia na dibibia ususu se a ye boneno shouldn't be a ground say you bend the laws. What you say? Now, a quiet time without number say, a name we see a MPP for taking a strong political stand. Na NDC phones were taking a strong political stand. Me ye jai one body BS in fimo. Na me debi amekasi sa body no has consistently in a way similarly to become what we call a weapon fashion against the political class. 92.9. Achichi me BNI for the menka. Maintain national security there because these are political actors. They must be sanctioned by someone. Kovio vuzu die kochena okohene papa we go see Adenta Comedia a chain BNI Ecosi said those matters I don't talk about it. But when it comes to the Ghana police, I talk about it because they are not even sanctioned by anyone because they have the power to do the arrest. But Obakoche na yehu asemno bako criminal Emrana provided a civil remedy for it. No akochina dane huye. But the political class will not take a time to read between the lines. MPP time omochibi. Me ba betina waka say BNC MPP time na me kofia si edu entwi me da paafo na me ditro ebisi ebia na MPP ni bi take stand bi eye ne de MDC time yi ebisi MDC time yi ebisi kra we mpo eya because we are bronya de no you are charging for 2 offenses, breach of peace and one other one bi o charge no ni nyina ye misdemeanor ye de wa ko prison kese kra 3 years pe. The list of the criminal offenses classes, the list of them. Na nipa no utai ubehu no ese woman bill no the fact say you cast bill a discretion of the court in say it is not applied within the remit of the law. Heminia Article 296 of our constitution. Article 296 min krevu indulgence na men kaima yetifo enti. Article 296 ekasa about discretionary power. So we administrative body obi a exercise discretionary power, and the constitution say where in this constitution or in any other law discretionary power is vested in any person or authority. A, the discretionary power shall be deemed to imply a duty to be fair and candid. B, the exercise of the discretionary power shall not be arbitrary, capricious, or biased either by resentment, prejudice, or personal dislike, and shall be in accordance with the due process of law. Abronya semi, minia, misdemeanor. On one kasa a report to police for no much no man police inquiry bill, and no machine say omra court. Wa ma court in handcuff on one kasa ne bar court. And no unyaba court na. The process is that you apply for a bill. Yen share seminar see you. Yes, you uncle them to see a big assembly. May I have a way I protect the judiciary because me person yellow ye kakra judiciary medidi. If the judiciary loses the trust of the people, Kofias you doing to make dakum. First thing I must even think about my stomach. Because many of them are transfer. It's me aduane medi nso you obi asem o de bebreme da chese me nkosi na nemu e wo court eni na asem no. Into the fact that we are protecting the judiciary does not mean we cannot call them out. Probably you might want to talk about the tone, that is a fair argument we can have. But this is the critical stage we are looking at. Debbie Amekase, everyone should have the right to criticize anyone at any point in time. me ko fiase edu utwa wa no si man no e ka se alampan man ka se yi e ka ma asema the first wunni matem on ka asema be ha me pa no en ha me mpo na me go for the asect ko atem de bi be na mente ko for the asect ready school a hye me ma na ye ko dan ne aminu a obitumi factory dan ne ho preferred no de atwi po also abobel nso na yesa o train siren no one ma wani anye den a obekọ na edidi agyawo but you see we are building a country meaning tomorrow it can be you today it is abronye otene be ye wo no ankasa oho a da no abrantie be friend Martin Nimola o ka sem be yemede o ye sofo a no wo Germany o se first no ye buy for Jews one kasa vise onye Jew ni eno mo buy for socialist one kasa vise onye socialist o mu na emu afedi ye buy for no obi ani ho be kasa ma no. This is the time we must speak no matter what happened. That is why we voted for you. We voted for you on the back of reset. At the end of the research, some person call archives to do equalization, and we can do plenty. I don't like that politics of equalization. You need Kroman NDC for a judiciary for a unanimous FC. Do baby judiciary nankasa Supreme Court take a decision. Na a 5-2 said the Emma Court ne crack say and then the moon describe a unanimous FC. It was a sad day for our democracy. You need Hana Chief Justice Muamo friend or so mami. In some George Ekafado. But you see, we must move forward. Maybe principle be a friend of failing forward. And I will be Jinabe catch me say MPP time be see a year. MPP time would be a other unity. And now when the and I won't tell you any. There be a more question be a me busa journalist for a commodore. Me weird diane and I'm a courier body at the Abraham wedi unim. Would be and I'm a catcher to Maria. And a commodore will catch him saying go yard. So on cousin is because what if yesterday dear no enya then we must be conscious and move forward to do it better. Me I fear for the political class yeah enemy o ka say we NDC ni what let abronye go hey emre ni nkaso to me so sa hwede de ya abronye na nyam MPP aba power na afedi nyame adom abronye koye yoko bossa e bia na wo kura obe condition enkoye de etiti yo Udi eba ko ye Yesu mojo hwiegu goguta no eno na oba ko hwehwe abade abeji bill. So senior, let's be progressive in our thought. Let's be forward looking. Ade we emwa ade no okodem asema ye nhase the asema di 5 years na bronye da BNI custody nko for 5 good years na bone na nkasa awaye na kurampo no the maximum punishment 3 years. O can your constitution in article 14 years will be in prison will be consider the number of times I wouldn't atum and sana what no one man sentence in Tiffany say assembly be there 3 years you be man how many years meaning if you have an issue with the total you have a civil remedy to that instance even when it is criminal you know where you take him through it and make it like abronye obedane akwan abronye me sure so ko rabushi kra imura kra be boni din say kwambafo okwan. So why do we do this to ourselves? Is it because it is a bronye?
Some 5 minutes to go. But your comments on the IMF matters. Say ya exit momuno ya wo bakubia ye jina so ye de ye adwuma sisi no ntino ye behwe amaniema etumi akoya ma the IMF and the issues of economy. To say
me wo picture bi a me de ma wo producer.
Okay.
Ato force in the bi me sre na nkonfanto so ma me.
Okay.
Ato force in the
okay.
I want to speak about this IMF.
Okay.
Minia. Oko jebesia o ye be makora na wo dadem na wo yere episka wo. Na wonye bi ma no. Na ese okobo besia ya na fere ye kura wo. O man Ghana yakọ maku mpere dunson. Now do you know what this IMF is all about? Onu asama osika no. Na wa adwen no hu se wo no wa hwe osika so a wa boka no. No san the conditions atom. Ti wa adwen no police wa adwen ma.
Kessben 92.9.
And there are two forms of it. The standard credit facility, the omobema osika no, and a PC.
Also we now kana
also government to
unveil new economy flagship policy,
new economy flagship policy
to create more jobs.
Yes. Me shame. And then the NDC for manifesto bio. Eduni NDC for manifesto bi anhwe. Na me pese me bie baby a omo ye 1 job 3 shift na chiro. 1 job 3 shift 3 people. and only 24-hour economy. And then no na game changer no. And then no.
Yeah.
And no na game changer.
133.
Now what be the close to 2 years, I find now the new economic flagship program, EBA. And when lecturer was said the IMF now you free money problematic. I'm going to tell you, baby, we have not left IMF in its entirety. Because we call IMF now, you call 2023 and yes, and EMI 3 years. The program should have ended in May, NDC for extended call August. The last one, program let's say 2023, I shall say 2023. Any who gains are basically 2026. The interesting thing is NDC for by the gains that is coming out of the IMF policing whatever thing we are doing na yehu the gains. No say my MPP for NJ and who abasobody any be. San NDC for account. Until better ato is forcing. One is one just some of the attempts and one of the name kruma. Ato is forcing. Where is one kami? Where your friend is a papaya or tikuku body there he is slashing or chasu or te kuku akatuana so. No my boss na and next me beto so unizi ge kwa. And your question me buzanya assembly na you me busa down wasem no. The MPP took us there. We've seen the gains and we are even living it. But Miriam, the critical point we must appreciate is say for the first time in the history of Ghana, after leaving this extended credit facility, Yakobi be a friend of PCI, the policy coordination instrument. And no ye mauska, but it is said the other word dream koja IMF. Say, me free as here, but me ankasa madrin, mean to be in fine yejuma. Enunti aji IMF for etimi ba be coordinate mi nyuma ema mi hu ehun se enyuma na ekoyi. That is where I find it very critical say she enna we here dey one job 3 shift 3 people. Oba be catch say because the economy was called lodging or IMF under the PCI no be catch say you are coming to launch another economic booster or flagship program to create more jobs. Na jobs when they say 133. Oba okachere say won create hwimpo you are going to ensure say that na e wo ho no obefa 2 set account and so chief of staff by no abepamon mabuni on the 10th of February 2025 mabuni tifie tempenten kwa charge na sa chief of staff yi ewia party akese ni 60th birthday or your party birthday wo ho ebuni mu you so buni mu chief of staff president kraka chen sa saboni onya 60 years okay o say 60 years idi it's on video.
Beba. Let me give you an happy birthday to you, Mrs. Beatrice Efua Ohinewa Ajiman. Happy birthday to you. This one is from Macaulay Nana Ajima, your husband. Happy birthday to you, Mrs. Beatrice Efua Ohinewa Ajiman. This from your husband, Macaulay Nana Ajiman. And then a happy birthday to Nanaya Abwajiwa Jenfi in the US of A. Happy birthday to you, Nanaya Abwajiwa Jenfi, US of A. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Mrs. Angelina Kessben. Happy birthday to you. This is happy birthday to Mrs. Angelina Kessben. Oh, okay, lawyer. Kessben's wife. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Richard Nana Kwesinyako. This one is from Reverend Maxwell Emisa, producer of a year Radia Casa. Happy birthday to you, Richard. And then a happy birthday to Westa. This one is from Nation. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Nana Kwame. This one is from Rhoda. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Nanaya Owusu Akwashi at Petite Premier School at Jesuo. This one is from your mom and the entire family. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Beatrice. This one is from Isaac of Atinkan TV. Happy birthday to you, Beatrice. And then a happy birthday to Nana Enchi Agriso. This one is from the entire Asamoah family of Kumase Putuja. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Grace Enimwa Adom. This one is Happy birthday to you. That is 9:46. Hanam de Jumedie no ABC in running up then I'll be try to crama be cry wadama Mr. Wa.
Na IMF from a free ma fede ye jay thinking they share IMF nsan na PCI na. Ye bompa say this is the time the government must also look at the young people in the country. Yesre mo bru, yesre mo nyado. Yesre mo kodonto. Mo ye bi ye. Over 1 year ye hu at the papa bi amodi am man. And the say at all fairness will be keeping the books clean up president edi. No they are fighting Dr. Baumia but the nyame shira no echira no. Job Mahamudu Baumia. Alhaji afade that. All right.
And Hanam de Jumedie me din the Kojo Preko Dankwah Mansanson for. And in the program, drawing the curtains down here, we are back again tomorrow morning, same time. But our production team now led by Richard Apiasa Pon, Fifi, Addison, and Afiso. Product a technical team, Kweku Ananse, and Afiso Maakye, Danny, and then the man himself, Amos, and the biggest Andy. But I'm going to say, have a lovely morning. Today is Tuesday. Radia Kasa will be next right after a Medford action at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Reverend, the winner of Folkless Media Awards, so I bet to say, no, the Radia Kasa twice or more. And then we'll have our man coming in, Mr. Fox, with Kessben Drive from 4 to 6 p.m. And then 6 p.m. the news on the hour will be on. And then Minister of Traffic, the man himself, Captain B.